the dark horses of the UFC. Some people like to call them the inevitable champions, and some people like to call them underrated. A list of fighters are going to be discussed in this video, but you, the viewers, get to decide who the most inevitable champion is in the UFC. Magomed Ankalaev fighting style. He has a background in Sambo, which is a Russian martial arts, as well as in striking disciplines like boxing and Muay Thai. Ankalaev is skilled in both grappling and striking, making him a versatile fighter in the light heavyweight division of the UFC. He often utilizes his long reach and striking accuracy to control the distance in his fights, but he is also proficient in takedowns and ground and pound techniques when the fight goes to the mat. Overall, he's known for his technical approach and ability to adapt to different opponents. Magomed Ankalaev has a record of 19 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. His first fight in the UFC ended in a last-minute submission against Paul Craig. And he was winning that fight until Paul Craig did what Paul Craig does. But ever since then, the man has been unstoppable, having a lot of finishes and dominant performances. His most recent win was against Johnny Walker, ending in a very nasty knockout. I do believe he has just a few more wins, and then he will be up there as a contender or a champion. Cannonier is known for his explosive striking style. He has a background in kickboxing and has showcased powerful punches and kicks in all his fights. Cannonier possesses heavy hands and knockout power in both his punches and leg kicks. He is also known for his ability to close the distance quickly and deliver devastating combinations. Additionally, Cannonier has displayed solid takedown defense and the ability to control the center of the octagon, often forcing his opponents to fight on his terms. Overall, he's a dynamic striker with the capability to end fights in one-place shots. Cannonier has had one of the most fascinating careers and weight changes in the UFC, starting from being a heavyweight to a light heavyweight and now a middleweight. But one thing that has stayed consistent is his knockout power. Cannonier has a record of 17 wins and 6 losses, only losing to the top of the top. People like Jan Blachowicz, Dominic Reyes, Robert Whittaker, and Israel Adesanya. Everybody else he has definitely defeated. He had a very close fight with Sean Strickland, and a lot of people making an opinion that Sean Strickland won that fight. But the judges did not agree, and a lot of people agreed that Cannonier was the one who won that fight. His most recent fight against Marvin Vettori was a serious beatdown, a one-sided fight that really should have put Marvin out, but Marvin's chin definitely held him. The crazy thing is Cannonier was the underdog for that fight, but man, were the odd makers wrong on that one. I do believe the reason Jared lost to Izzy in their title bout was because Jared paid too much respect to the champion, which he did admit.
Dana, look at me. Hey, quit distracting Dana. Get Dana. Get him. Dana, I want that shot next. I get the shot next. It's me. Nobody else. Me. Okay? All right.
I do believe that given a few fights, this man is gonna show that he's on another level. If he keeps performing the way he did against Marvin Vettori, he will be unstoppable. Movsar Evloev is a highly skilled mixed martial artist known for his well-rounded fighting style. He has a background in freestyle wrestling, which provides him with strong grappling abilities. Evloev is known for his exceptional takedowns and control on the ground. He's proficient in both offensive and defensive wrestling techniques, allowing him to dictate where the fight takes place. In addition to his grappling prowess, Evloev also possesses solid striking skills. He's comfortable exchanging strikes on the feet and has demonstrated good footwork and movements to avoid opponents' attacks. Evloev often mixes up his striking with his takedowns, keeping his opponents guessing and off balance. Overall, Evloev's fighting style is characterized by his ability to seamlessly transition between strikes and grappling, making him a well-rounded and dangerous opponent in the featherweight division of the UFC. Movsar Evloev has an undefeated record of 18 wins. He's really dominant in most of his fights, and the fights where he's had challenges, like the fight against Arnold Allen, Diego Lopez, and even Dan Ige, he always found a way to pull through dominantly. This man is still somehow underrated in the division, even though he's had dominant wins. Some of them have been, not that exciting, lackluster, a lot of them unanimous decisions. He doesn't really have a lot of finishes, so you can see him as one that will be counted out when it comes to fighting the top of the top. But best believe he does have the skill to pull through every time. Jack Della Maddalena is a versatile mixed martial artist known for his well-rounded skill set. He has demonstrated proficiency in both striking and grappling, making him a formidable technical striking, utilizing a variety of punches, kicks, and combinations to keep his opponents off balance. Additionally, he possesses solid defensive skills, allowing him to evade strikes effectively. In terms of grappling, Della Maddalena has showcased strong wrestling and submission skills. He's capable of securing takedowns and controlling his opponents on the ground, where he can unleash ground and pound strikes. And grappling makes him a well-rounded fighter who can adapt to various opponents as well. And situations inside the octagons are not things that he doesn't adapt to. Best believe that. Jack has an impressive record of 17 wins and 2 losses, but he is undefeated in the UFC, having a lot of finishes in his wins, and even when he goes to that decision, it's normally a split decision, one against Basil Hassaev and one against Kevin Holland. But he definitely pulled through in those fights. His most recent fight was very impressive, as one could argue that Gilbert Burns was winning that fight, but somehow he pulled through and got the knockout. Finding out after that he actually had a broken arm, but somehow this tough man pulled through that fight. And after winning that, he did something even more brave, calling out the most scary fighter in the division, the person everybody is running from, Shavkat Rakhmonov.
But there's some scary people in this division, but I'm the scariest. And Shavkat Rakhmonov, I think me and you could make a hell of a title eliminator. One of the best in the business. Let's go.
Jack definitely has the skill to be a future contender or a champion. He's still someone that I do believe is kind of underrated, but man, the man keeps looking better and better as he keeps moving up the rankings. Now we transition from the dark horses to the people who are definitely the inevitable champions of the UFC. Now anything can happen in the fight game, but I do believe that if these fighters keep their game at top notch and keep their stuff together, keep it tight, be serious, they will definitely be contenders and most definitely be champion. MMA artist known for his versatile fighting style. He has a background in combat sambo, judo, and striking disciplines like boxing and Muay Thai. Rakhmonov is known for his aggressive striking style often utilizing powerful punches and kicks to overwhelm his opponents. In addition to his striking, Rakhmonov is proficient in grappling and submissions. He has showcased strong takedown defenses and the ability to secure takedowns himself, often utilizing his judo background to control his opponents on the ground. Once on the mat, Rakhmonov is dangerous with his submission attempts, capable of securing chokes and joint locks to finish his fights. Overall, Shavkat Rakhmonov's fighting style is characterized by his well-rounded fighting skill set, combining striking and grappling techniques to dominate his opponents in the welterweight division. Best believe this is a fighter who, when in the toughest spots, will literally invent his own type of fighting skill or finish, just like he did against Geoff Neal. Shavkat Rakhmonov has one of the most impressive records in the UFC, with 18 wins, undefeated, all fights finishes, 5 submissions, and the rest of his finishes are knockouts. I mean, it's undeniable. The man cannot be stopped. You can run and you can try and hide, but Shavkat's coming. This man is definitely going to be a future champion in the welterweight division. Mixed martial artist known for his dominant fighting style. He possesses a background in wrestling which he utilizes to control his opponents and dictate the pace of the fight. Chimaev's wrestling skills allow him to secure takedown prowess. Chimaev is also proficient in striking. He has showcased powerful punches and kicks, often overwhelming his opponents with his relentless pressure and aggressive striking combinations. Chimaev's striking accuracy and timing makes him dangerous both on. Chimaev's fighting style is characterized by his well-rounded skill set, combining elite level wrestling with effective striking techniques.
Who would you like to see next when you step into the octagon? Get everybody!
His ability to seamlessly transition between striking and grappling makes him a formidable opponent in the welterweight and middleweight divisions of the UFC. He has currently settled in the middleweight division. Now, Khamzat Chimaev is someone that people are starting to doubt, as when he's reaching higher in the rankings, people like Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman, they have definitely been close fights, especially with his fight against Kamaru Usman, which a lot of serious arguments could be made that Usman won that fight. But these are great fighters, and I do believe Khamzat is one of those fighters that definitely needs to get his act together and take these fights more serious, and he will definitely be a champion. But hey, let's see what happens with this man. Khamzat also has an impressive record, as he is undefeated with 13 wins. He fights in dominant performances, but man, this is a fighter that is definitely, one could say he's losing his hype right now. With everything he's doing, it's less frequent than when he started. I mean, this man used to fight several times in a month, but now he misses weights. He doesn't take the fight serious, and when he fights the best of the best, he shows a lot of weakness. But again, I believe if he gets his act together, he will definitely be up there. Merab Dvalishvili is a highly skilled mixed martial artist known for his relentless grappling and pressure fighting style. He has a background in freestyle wrestling, which he effectively utilizes to control his opponents and dictates the pace of the fight. Dvalishvili's wrestling skills allow him to secure takedowns with frequency and maintain top control on the ground. In addition to his grappling prowess, Dvalishvili possesses solid striking abilities. He often employs a high-paced aggressive striking approach, utilizing his punches and kicks to set up his wrestling entries and keep his opponents guessing. Dvalishvili's conditioning and relentless pace makes him a difficult opponent to handle for anyone in the bantamweight division. The man fights like his nickname, the Machine. He literally has the same pace in the beginning of a fight as he does at the end of that fight. Overall, Merab Dvalishvili's fighting style is characterized by his relentless pressure, elite level wrestling, and improving striking game, making him a well-rounded and dangerous fighter in the UFC bantamweight division. Merab has a record of 17 wins and 4 losses. His losses are his first 2 fights in the UFC, but ever since then, this man has had one of the longest winning streaks in the bantamweight division and in the UFC period. He is definitely seen as an inevitable champion. Tom Aspinall is a skilled mixed martial artist known for his dynamic striking and submission abilities. He possesses a background in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and has showcased excellent grappling skills, particularly in his submission game. Aspinall is capable of securing submissions from various positions on the ground, making him dangerous in his grappling exchanges. In addition to his grappling prowess, Aspinall is also proficient in striking. He has demonstrated crisp boxing techniques and knockout power in his punches, often utilizing his striking to set up his grappling attacks. Aspinall's ability to seamlessly transition between striking and grappling makes him a well-rounded fighter in the UFC's heavyweight division. Overall, Tom Aspinall's fighting style is characterized by his versatility, combining strong grappling with effective striking techniques to control the fight and finish his opponents. Tom Aspinall has a record of 14 wins and 3 losses. Before his fight with Curtis Blades, he was undefeated in the UFC. And that loss, even though it was recorded as a TKO or knockout, it was really caused by an injury. That is a fight that really needs to happen again. All Aspinall's wins either end in the first round. As a matter of fact, all his fights except one has ended in the first round, and the other with a submission. He is a dominant fighter, and anytime you try to take Aspinall, this guy might beat Aspinall, he always proves people wrong. He is definitely someone who was seen as a dark horse and then transitioned to an inevitable champion. He's currently the interim heavyweight champion of the UFC, but no matter what, this man is going to hold that legit belt as the UFC heavyweight champion. You guys let me know, who is the biggest dark horse in the UFC? Who is the most inevitable champion in the UFC? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.